Ooh, that was hot. All right, all right, all right. Good afternoon, traders. Where's everybody? It's 3:15 Eastern Time. We're starting up. Where is everybody? We'll give it a couple of minutes. How's everyone feeling? I have like an insane windstorm going on at my house, and it's garbage day and recycling day. Hello, Perry. So, garbage day and recycling day. And like one in two cans has blown over and one in two people bag their stuff. So every fourth can is blowing just trash all over the place and recycling. Mine are kempt, and it's like a canyon, right? You're I'm up in the mountains a little bit, and it's like and it all ends up right in this little pocket of my fence meets this little path, and all the trash and tumbleweeds blow into this one area. It's ridiculous all the time. Everyone's drowning their sorrows. What? Good day today. Like we said. So here's the deal. Here's what I want everyone to recognize. We are 2%. Yesterday we hit 2% off of the highs. 2%. Like that's just like a little breath. A little breath. And today what? We get a jobs report and everyone's like, look, are we maybe gonna is the Fed gonna maybe have to leave it alone longer? Yes. Why? Because it's strong as hell and they can, right? Like, yes, it's a concern. And if you look yesterday, but even when we look at what happened and what we're looking to see next, the small caps, IWM, held the 50. Every time it does that, we're like, okay, even with expectations, and we'll see that how much the expectations have adjusted. Even with expectations having shifted, right? Still, um, yeah. Anyway, okay, let's talk about it. They'll catch up. Welcome to the Market Watch Group weekly market wrap. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. Disclaimers: be careful. This is education illustrative. We don't give advice, recommendations. We are not brokers. We are not advisors. Here is our agenda. We will look at today's market. What's going on? How do we feel about it? What does that mean to us? We'll take a look at our posture to see what's going to happen. Of course, with a big sell off day like we had, oh Neil Kashkari, you dirty rat. We keep seeing little bits and pieces of it. It may not happen in 2024. Oh, the market eats it up. Anyways, mindset for trade. So what do you have? You probably have some trades that you held on to. You might have new trades that you're thinking of putting on. You might have trades that you're thinking of putting on early next week. I would expect there to be some bullishness. Um, I said last night, today, if you hedged, take profit, at least half. Hedges don't help if you give it all back, right? So be careful about that. What are we looking for next week? This week was employment. What comes after employment? Inflation, CPI, PPI. That's what they're looking at is, has it stalled? Now, here's what's concerning is I know they have to be thinking, even if it drops a little bit now, the longer we see oil and materials in the elevated places they are now, the the worse off things are getting, right? And so yeah. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Where are we overall? We're off of the highs, but not by much. S&P up 1%. The Dow up 0.8. NASDAQ 1.15. The Russell 0.5. It's trying. Oil only up 0.3. Okay. What happened today? Unemployment rate did drop from 3.9 to 3.8. We didn't add 200. We did not. We did not add 200,000 new jobs. We didn't even add 270 like last time. We added 300. Enormous. Enormous. What else? Wages dropped from 4.3, but stayed where they were expected to at 4.1. Consumer credit is actually down. People are saving more for retirement. I mean, come on. When they say that the U.S. economy has Wall Street borderline speechless, yeah, look, it just, okay, looks good. All right. So we'll talk about it. What else? Uh, that's about it, right? That's the information from today was big jobs report. If we look at next week, nothing on Monday. Nothing on. Oh, look at this. I don't know who he is, but look at his name, Goolsby. Austin Goolsby. Oh, I love his name. I if I were him, I would want to get a PhD just so they call me doctor. Maybe he has a PhD in economics. Excuse me, do you have a reservation for Dr. Goolsby? Sounds great, right? Okay. Getting distracted. My ADD is kicking in on Friday. CPI on Wednesday. What are we expecting? Here's what we have. Core CPI is expected to drop 3.8 to 3.7. Now, being stuck in the threes, it's not terrible. That's not enough that they would raise rates, in my opinion. But stuck in the threes is enough that they're not going to lower rates. I think we've got to see it start moving to, it doesn't have to be in the twos, but it's got to be at least close. And maybe they are waiting for that. We'll see. So when you look at CPI year over year, we were at 3.2, and they're actually expecting that not to go back towards 2, but back to 3.5. Now, the fact that we're talking about this means that when it happens, if it happens this way, we're not going to panic where they're like, oh, it's turned back around, and right, they're already forecasting that. This is not new information. If it goes to 3.6 or 3.7, then we would be like, ooh. If it's only 3.4, 3.3, better. Any positive surprises will be helpful. The monthly, we're expecting CPI to drop from 0.4 to 0.3. Core CPI 0.4 to 0.3. Okay. This is consumer price index. This is the buyer side. Now this is the PPI, producer price. This is seller side. Jobless claims look great. We have no expectation of anything changing anywhere along the way. PPI expected to go from 0.6 to 0.3. Oh, I don't have expectations yet, but these are a little lower. We'll see. We'll see. Real quickly, let's look at Fed expectations. May, of course, there's none. Although it's actually up a little bit. It's up a little bit here. June. Okay, what do we notice from June? The trend has gone from 3 to 1, 2 to 1 here, 1.5 to 1. So a month ago, we had 2 to 1 odds. A week ago, 1.5 to 1 odds. Now we have 1 to 1 odds. So is the market adjusting expectations? Yes. Where do we typically see that? So you can see we're holding up. This is fine. We still just had a high a week and a half ago. We're still pulling back and we look like we're ready to stabilize. Did we get big volume here? So let's talk a little bit about our posture. Of course, this could pull all the way back down to here, and we would only consider it a consolidation. That's 5%. That's it, 5%. It could pull all the way back down to here where it's more like 10% and it's a correction. And I would still be like, yeah, still long-term bullish, still trend, still the same trend, still in place. So long-term score, not going to change. Short-term score. I think I am dropping it now. I think we have enough information that we say, okay, let's ease it back. A lot, probably just a quarter point here in the beginning. I want to see what happens next. I don't want to like take too much away before I see what happens next. So I would imagine, let me know what your thoughts are for yourself. I thought about it last time when we did it here, but then we gave it back. I think go to 175, but it could from this point drift 175, 15, 125. We'll see what happens, but it's only a quarter point for now. Volume definitely going to drop. Definitely going to drop. Okay, so here's volume. Here's what it's going to look like. I have a buying day here, a pausing day here. I would say a pause day here. Didn't do enough. I don't know. Selling, not enough. Selling, buying. So 2 to 1, not enough. 2 to 2, 3 to 2 for sellers. Ooh, I might drop that. It might be one of those half point drops that I'm like, ooh, down to 0. If so, that takes us to 675. Major market, small caps have held up. They've held up. So have the big four. We've already moved this down, and are accounting only for technology, communication services, industrials, and financials. And the other thing is the VIX. So we might get a full point drop because I think we might end up. Um, well, so we haven't dropped much, but it definitely looks like we're holding up. Is this right? Yeah. Wow. I'm shocked. The VIX is only down 0.73. Um, there's a bit of concern here. What do we have? I do still think it looks like we could see a pullback from here, but the problem is this is really our last low. So there is a big, broad range that even includes in here. that would be a higher low unless we get a big, strong, sustained rally. Does that tend to happen in April? Yes. Are we showing enough signs of strength that we should think, yeah, that could happen now before we tend to hit the cyclical sell in May, go away summer doldrums? Yeah, I'm like I said, until it establishes otherwise. Am I a little concerned by this? I certainly am. Would I hedge it if a higher low comes? Of course I will. It's automatic. It's automatic. I don't decide. I don't say, oh, should I hedge? Should I not hedge? For me, if I get a higher low, it's an automatic thing. Okay. So what are we expecting? Am I gonna score it? Yeah. Yeah, I think we've got to, right? It broke this consolidation clearly. If you were going to hedge, this was the time you would think about it. If not there, definitely there by the second, 28th by the second for sure. Here we are. Uh, yeah, I'm going to give it a minus quarter of a point. So I would expect to drop by 1 point. And that would end up at 5.75. Now, that's 1 point. Is it a 2 point drop where we're like, whoa, that was a lot? Nope. Does this make us think, oh, this market's starting to reverse? No. I'm going to still be a 5.75. I'm still looking for bullish trades. Still looking for a bullish April. All right, well, let's talk about the watch list. You got trades on? It's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? It's not many people here. Is it Friday? It's spring. Everyone's like, I'm going out. What's going on here? There's two things potentially happening here on Apple. Dreary day for me as well. Number one, descending triangle. Here it comes. Whoops. Here it comes. I mean, you get the gist, right? Potential number two. Bottom number one. Bottom number two. Double bottom. Which one is it? Uh, Earthquake in New Jersey at 10:30 felt all the way up in Boston. No kidding. A lot of damage and injury or not too bad? Hopefully not too bad. There you go. Um, Descending triangle, type of pattern, continuation. What would the expectation be? That it keeps dropping. When would it be confirmed? If it breaks the low at 170 there, the support level established by those two lows. Uh, Triangle, what would, or excuse me, double bottom. What would we be looking for here? I'd be looking for this thing to get up and break or at least test above here. There's the higher high. Break the consolidation, then it comes back down. Higher low, reversal, complete. I'm willing to trade it there. Does it always just give us this perfect reversal? No. When it does, we trade it. When it doesn't, we decide if we're willing to. That's what I'm waiting for. So this pattern, when it breaks that upper level, would then be completed, and we would expect a reversal. Great. Patience with this. AIG looks close. Nice little consolidation. Just waiting for a little bit more confirmation, maybe a bullish day to kick in. Possibility, though, we love financials. AMD, nope. Only a couple of chip stocks right now. Amazon, it's a grinder. I can't do much with it. AXP looks close. Financials, a lot of uptrending stocks that have pulled back almost to the 50. Look at the last time it pulled back almost to the 50 in health. Beautiful time. Getting close. I would expect a financial trade Monday or Tuesday and an industrial maybe as well. Boeing. Maybe if it makes the higher low, you might consider it. I'm not willing to. I don't want to trade Boeing right now, personally. So that's where I am. Bank of America. I mean, come on, it looks really ready, right? But what's the problem? Problem is you have earnings not too far away. Yeah. 416 before market. So they'll release and then boom, the market's adjusting. So that means you really only have until the 15th. That is a week from Monday, which means you really might only have next week. All right. If I get a signal on Monday and trade it for 5 days, maybe six, I would consider that still viable. BAC on the list. On the list. BLDR took a stop or took a loss over here when it broke, tried for the flag. A little bit of a little too early on the trigger, I think, on that one. But it's looking good now. So if you're a re-entry person, this definitely had re-entry. City, very close. This does not have until the 16th. This has until the 12th. So less time, be more careful. Do these look great? Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Caterpillar still moving. If you're in it, you're probably going to carry it over the weekend. It looks fine. CMG, I don't know. The options don't look great, and I'm not going to buy a $3,000 stock. So where does that leave you? Capital One Financial, I like it. Looks strong, right? I think it looks strong. Oil. Oh my goodness, oil. Oil itself isn't bad today, but boy, I'll tell you what, this is looking pretty strong. Okay. Costco. Yeah, it hasn't done enough yet for me. Right? Hasn't done enough yet. Okay. CrowdStrike holding up, still on top of the 50, not quite yet. Delta looks good. What's the problem? Earnings, and they're all going to be close with the airlines, or they're going to be impacted by each other, right? They're impacted by each other. So we want to be careful with that. Okay, let's keep going. DHI, possibly, right? Possibly. DIA, the Dow is holding up. It looks pretty reasonable right there. I don't know what we're going to do. This one looks setting up to me. I'm putting Ford on my list, right? Okay, Fastenal. Fastenal, right there, knocking on the door. Industrials. We did Picard. These are right there. Trends look good. New highs, pulling back, higher lows, starting to turn. You don't have a lot of time. Some more than others, but they don't have a lot of time. So be careful with these. Bitcoin still so Bitcoin is in a perfect triangle right now. Symmetrical triangle. Mm, okay. GE. Oh my goodness, look at GE Aerospace. We've been watching this since it had that what oh sorry, what is the Bitcoin triangle mean? Yes, my fault. It means indecision. It's a great big, in fact, let me go back to that. So this big candle is going to end up being like, you know, if I were to pull up a maybe a monthly chart, it would show me the doji. Let's see what this looks like. So you can see here, it's a pennant. On the monthly, it's a pennant, which is just like a flag type consolidation. And if I take this out to a monthly, it's going to look like a doji. Right? This it's well, maybe not quite, but it's indecision. We're waiting to see if the buyers or the sellers take control. That's the next question. Okay. Yeah, GE super strong, breaking out after the split up of the three companies. Gold strong, materials are still strong. Google, I think, could be in its consolidation, maybe getting close. I would still maybe look for a little more potentially. I don't like Home Depot. It's overextended to the downside. IBM is maybe holding up. I don't like Intel, overextended to the downside. IWM, small caps are holding up. JP Morgan looks bullish. Not a lot of time left though. Meta. Meta we talked about on Monday. No, Tuesday? Monday. Yeah, Monday. Bam. Next day. Trade. Trade on. Morgan looks good. You have a little more time here as well. Was it this one in BAC or City? City, no, BAC. Yeah, BAC has a little more time. COF has more time. JP Morgan has less time. Morgan has a little bit more time. Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft, it's a spread. We put a spread on. It held up. It got dicey, but it didn't get there. Now it looks good. So, definitely looking for um more. Am I going to hold this through the weekend? Absolutely. Anybody in Microsoft, let me know. Do you have Microsoft position on? What do you have on? What are you trading right now? Those of you who are here, I'm going to be scolding everybody. Where is everybody today? No Microsoft. Here's Netflix. Netflix gave a nice little signal right here. It's moving. That's an expensive stock. We talked about that one. It was an expensive stock with expensive implied volatility. So yeah, Nvidia close. This is an expensive stock with not less expensive vol, but I'm definitely looking for a potential trade next week on Nvidia. Absolutely, absolutely. Pakar. Yeah, we like Pakar. Well, that we had an alert on Pakar. Um, it's working out. It's playing out. Hold through the weekend. Yes, everything looks fine. AMD, BLDR, Johnson Johnson, PFE, PLTR. Okay, so you got chips, industrials. You've got a couple of pharmaceuticals. Okay, so you're pretty heavy in pharmaceuticals, and then you got tech. All right. I'm looking for some financial, maybe. Uh, uh, PLTR trying to hold the 50. QQQ is holding the 50, and it's looking strong for a bounce in this regard. Um, okay. SMCI. I think that's setting up. I'm okay with that. So is this in a bit of a consolidation pattern? Yes, right? A little bit of this going on, but what I have is within this pattern a higher low forming, and if this higher low turns, the higher low prevails, and I would say, all right, that's what I think it needs to break out, and if it breaks out, I'm looking for this to happen. That's a great looking move right there. I would love to catch that. So I'm watching SMC. I'm watching you, SMCI. What's the problem? The problem is it's $1,000 stock with 90% implied volatility, which significantly reduces the odds of building a trade. It just does. It's harder. SPY, yeah, 1.1. What's the problem with that? The VIX is just not even blinking. Taiwan Semiconductor, kind of sideways. Waste Management, Industrials, looks good. Walmart, Consumer Discretionary, tradable yesterday, more tradable today. Still won't have the big hike in ASCII for one more candle. So I would say, this could be a continuation entry. Implied volatility is a little high on the index, but it's only 21. The highest this gets is 25. So it's not very high at all. XLB. Yesterday was okay. Today, yeah. I mean, look, we would love to see this thing head back to the 50. We had a little bit of a run like this here in December. And when it gave it back, we were able to. This was a great run in the market. Let's keep our fingers crossed, shall we? XLC staying bullish, but a little bit of a grinder. Okay, what's next? Why can't I move this? XLE. Yeah, that's the concern. Overbought. Hopefully consolidating, right? Hopefully consolidating. All right. XLF. Perfect. Beautiful. We should absolutely all be looking for financials. They're ready to go, right? They look great. They look ready. Let's be ready. So I think we'll have some financials next week. I think we have some others that are setting up. I have some that are on that I'm carrying through to next week. And of course, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that potential hedge developing. Not super stoked about that. Industrial still look fine, and I would still be looking for a push there. XLK looks ready to bounce, just like the Qs. XLP, maybe. And that's where Walmart, as a leader in the group, could benefit if it tries, but it doesn't look defensive. It looked stable and now kind of toppling a little bit. Same with utilities. It looks okay, but doesn't look like the market's reposturing itself to be defensive by any stretch. So I think our market posture, our sector rotation on market posture will at least stay at 0.5, at least. Maybe that goes up for all we know. Healthcare underwater, but I never was that big of a fan in the first place. Um, okay. XLY. It looks a little iffy, right? It looks just a little bit iffy. Um, so okay, what to do? I would expect. I don't see any that I don't like that I'm in. So it's like we have a couple of things that are moving early. We have some things that are setting up. I absolutely am still looking for bullish. If it falls apart, it falls apart. I've got half of a hedge on. I put a hedge on. I took half profits off of half, so I'm already ahead of the game on that. If a new one develops, I'll hedge again. I'll shut things down and I'll adapt. But as I've said, until proven otherwise, I'm going to continue looking for the same thing. Now, where are we in our trading plan? We are wrapping up. We are wrapping up with not this. We are wrapping up with this. You should have really been putting work into the record keeping side of things. This looks like a lot, but it's not. This is the first part right here. When you put a trade on there. If you exit all at once, that's all that's left. 2 exits, you have this and this. That's it. If you want to add the commission, you can. So it's really only like 5 boxes at any given time. So just make a habit of it. Right? That's the gist. Make a habit of it. Because now, as we finish up this week, that's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. As you trade, you log and you develop a cadence of it, because then this is automated. Everything in here is automated. You come in here and you have all the numbers and data you need to start drawing conclusions and coming up with hypotheses. This is the scientific method at work of how can I improve this process. You're an engineer, you're reading reports, and you're like, I think we need to speed this up, slow this down, make this better, take this out, add something here. That's the only way you're going to be able to do that efficiently. So definitely make that a part of it. This is section 6. We only have 2 more. And then we're done with our second pass. If you only started at the beginning of the year and you had 2 passes at your trading plan, it would be amazing with 2 passes. It'll be like, oh, wow, look how strong this is. Every time getting stronger. So if you missed it, get ready to get on the cycle with the next one. What else? That's it. If you look at our trading plan. Okay, let me ask you this real quickly. Those of you who are here, you guys are quiet today. I feel like you're just kind of peeking at the market and half listening. What are the thoughts of the alerts so far? As far as the format, when they come, obviously, but give me your thoughts on these, on what you think. Um, Let me know. Like it? Okay, good. Good. I'm open to feedback so that we can try to make it better and better if possible. So Yeah. Perry as well. Okay, good. Yeah. So, we'll keep putting them out. We'll see how they go. Uh, If there's any changes that we'd make to them, I'm having fun with it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay. Well, that's it. What's next? Sunday. I will see you all on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. The options class continues. We're going to be talking about calendar spreads on Tuesday. That's a great one. I love calendar spreads. Calendar spreads will come as part of our alerts. So you want to make sure you're comfortable with it and be ready for that. Okay, well, have a great weekend. It's great to see everybody. The few of you are here. I'm going to send a message reminding everybody that they missed it. Terrible. Have a great weekend. See you guys soon. As always, happy trading.